is silence. It was so powerful because you kind of opened the morning to what the topic is really all about. So that's beautiful. And then how the meditation took us into the depth of that silence to be able to hear. And so as we shared yesterday, that we're going to be journeying through the whole aspect of stepping into our inner power. And whilst we're stepping into our inner power, we have taken up certain themes. And these themes are themes both myself and Sister Raksha have worked with from Dari Janki's book, Wings of Soul and Companion of God. So we have found this very useful in our own journey, and we felt that this is something together we could journey together with. So it's wonderful. I'm just going to ask Danielle if I can share screen, if you can just allow me to share screen. Okay, so thank you. So today we're going to really just look at the aspect of honesty and truth with the self. And so along this journey, one of the things that is so important is that everything that we starts off with that journey of the self. And today, as we explore the area of honesty and truth with the self, as we said yesterday, we're going to look at it in a few ways that we had learned about. Firstly, the whole aspect of honesty in my awareness. When I'm aware of a certain reality, and Brother Gokul, you were asking Sharad Bhai, you were asking for the steps, so we have brought them up today, of just the whole aspect of awareness, that everything in my journey starts with awareness. What I become aware of is what I give power to. And as is my awareness, so becomes my attitude. So if I'm aware of something very powerfully in my life, just the way Andre shared, that the journey is about soul and God, and if I'm really aware of that support I have in my life, then that will filter through into my attitude. So when I go and step into the world, I step into that world with an attitude that has trust, an attitude that is filled with security. And as a result of that, it then becomes my vision. So as I am thinking and as is my attitude, so is how I see things. If my attitude towards something is not a very healthy one, then I'll only see that which is wrong. But if my attitude towards anything is filled with a highest awareness and a highest attitude, then my vision towards that also becomes one that is then powerful. No matter what I see, I only see the best. You know, the other day in our morning class, it's a very beautiful aspect in our Sunday morning class that, you know, there's a story of a snake that there's certain snakes that in the forehead, there's like a diamond, there's like a light. And so when you see the highest, you don't see the rest of it. You only see that highest vision, which is so important in our life's journey today. So as is my awareness and my attitude and my vision, then that becomes my words. And I am sure we all experience that when my awareness starts off at a high frequency every morning, my words in my day are powerful, they are encouraging, they are uplifting. And as a result of that, the quality of my action becomes a powerful one. So we see how it starts from awareness, and then finally it comes through into my action. And so these five main aspects then create my stage, meaning the way in which I operate in the world. It's the space from which I operate. And ultimately, if that's the way I operate in the world, that becomes my world. So, a very, very beautiful aspect. And we hope that during this period of time that we spend during this next month, in stepping into our inner power, that we use these five areas so that we can create an elevated stage for the self. And as a result of that, go into our world with a powerful experience so that my journey becomes a gift also for the world. So I want to start off with when we talk about honesty and truth, and something Daddy Janki said, which is very, very powerful. And Daddy had said that honesty does not need to be developed as much as it needs to be identified within the self and activated. So I'm giving you a moment. Just let's stop for a moment as you hear this point. Honesty does not need to be developed as much as it needs to be activated within the self and identified. Just think about it for a moment. So I'm sure that this is something that you have been thinking about. And, often very much people say in the world that, oh, you must learn to be honest. No? And it's very interesting. Do I learn to be honest, or do I activate that which is already true within myself? Yeah. So it's something that's very, very beautiful. And I found this is what activates inner power and stepping into that inner power. Because just like you said, Helen, earlier on, that one needs that level of silence. And the reality is that all of us know deep, deep inside of us the truth. Sometimes we just don't want to face it. Sometimes we don't want to deal with it in a certain way. But when you become silent enough and you look at yourself with a deep, deep level of honesty, that means you open your heart and you open your mind. And beyond all the other layers that are there, there's a part of you that will honestly speak to you. And that part that we talk about is often what we call our conscience. And our conscience in the East, a very beautiful word for that is the word vivek. So when I go deep inside into my being and I allow my mind and my heart to just become still for a moment and go within that space, I will know exactly what it is that I need to do. And this is the first step in developing and stepping into inner power. There's a part of us that is deeply wanting us and guiding us towards how we can become more powerful. But very often, due to fear, due to doubt, due to other people's opinions, due to the pressure of life, we do not take enough time to go inside and look at the self. Yeah? And so how, when I'm able to step within that space in a very powerful way, I can identify the areas of my life that are true. So one of the areas in my life when I discover as the truth of my being is that I am a soul. And this level of energy, when I discover this truth that I'm a soul, that I'm not just this body, then I'm able to behave from that level of authentic energy. Because today in the world, what has happened is we've put so many layers and masks on ourselves because we need to be something. We need to be an image in the world. And often those images that we've created about ourselves, the positions we've created about ourselves, the roles that we've developed about ourselves, all of these, which are so temporary, can one day just finish or change. And so as a result of that, my power from within myself also begins to waver. But when I am truthful to myself, and when I'm truthful to myself, one of the things I will discover and identify within myself is that there's a being within me which is so resilient, which is so powerful, and its true facets, like that diamond, is very clear and very, very clean. And there's a lot of power there. And in this context, to be honest means to be authentic. How much can I be authentic about who I am? Authentic from my true self, not authentic from what looks just so nice and maybe fashionable and trendy in the present moment of time. But my authentic energy is actually coming from the truth. And so it's a very, very beautiful space when I step into my inner power to go inside and just ask the self the question very, very powerfully. What is the truth I know about myself? And sometimes just take pen and paper and write it down. Because as you write it down, you give yourself the opportunity and the permission to open that heart and mind to that which is really deep inside yourself, that is powerful. Yesterday, our aim for the day to practice as a point of self-respect is that I am a powerful soul that holds strength within. And now today we develop on that. And as we say, who am I? I am this diamond, which has so many facets of truth within, beyond all your weaknesses, beyond all your doubts, beyond all your imaginations, beyond all the different masks that you've put on. There's a part of you that is amazingly good. This is the truth we have to be silent enough to hear. Because when I hear this truth, I'm then able to operate from a very, very powerful space. The other truth when it comes to this journey that allows me, so this is the awareness that I developed that I'm a soul. And so then my attitude towards myself also begins to change. You know, very often our attitude towards ourselves sometimes is not so kind, is not so uplifting, because I have seen myself in a limited space. But when my attitude is developed from the awareness of the truth that I'm a soul, then the kind of thoughts, authentic thoughts that I create in my attitude will be one that is kind and caring and uplifting. My attitude towards myself will be one that will support me. Because very often in life, if my attitude towards myself is not good, I will always put myself down. I will always play to be somebody else, which I'm not, which is a sense of dishonesty. And so I won't be authentic in the way I present myself. So we see how from the awareness of being a soul and then developing the attitude that comes from the higher self, I'm then able to see myself in a good way. Honesty is to really see myself for who I truly am. And that does require courage. There's so many parts of our being that can belittle us. There's so many parts of our being that holds a lower vision for who we are. But when I hold the awareness of truth and I remain honest in that way, I'm able to see myself as a higher being. And like today, the image we see ourselves with is the image of a diamond that is clear and clean and flawless and does not hold any other facets within it. And then together with then, the words that I will speak today will be words that are sincere about myself and to myself, words that support me. Because if I'm honest with myself, I will use words that develop me, that encourage me. And as a result of that, I develop deep, deep integrity in my action. What I'm on the inside is the same that I project on the outside. So it's very beautiful to discover what Daddy's talking about here of being honest. And that needs to be identified within the self and activated. So every day when I draw on that awareness, I'm able to activate that space and grow within that space very, very powerfully. So I'm sure as I'm sharing this, you are also been thinking about certain thoughts. So before we go further, I want to open up to you for anyone to share something of what may have come up here. Anybody? Is this creating a level of resonance with you? Is it far-fetched? What's your thoughts? Anybody? Let's talk.
Hi, Sister Dupti.
Yes, Helen.
How do you find honesty when you're so clouded with fear sometimes?
Yes. So it's very powerful. And again, this whole aspect of you needing that level of silence, which you spoke about, Helen, because in the silence, we are able to maybe, I find you have to put down in writing, is this true or is it not true? Because things that are fearful will come up as a heightened imagination. And as a result of that, they cloud our thinking and they cloud our being. So when I'm silent and I write about these spaces, I realize that the fear is just a very, very big paper tiger as such, you know. Things are just made much exaggerated than they really are. And I can take the moment to come back into that level of truth. So silence, again, as you shared, Helen, that is the method. Go inside and get back perspective of what's real and what's not real. And fear is certainly not real. It's something we acquire. Okay?
Thank you.
Pleasure. Anybody else? I see some lovely faces that I remember fondly as we all journey together. Anybody else like to comment or say something? Yes, you are audible, Maseke.
Hello.
Hello,
Okay.
I can hear you.
Thank you very much. Sorry, I had to drive, but I want to contribute.
Sure.
I can. I actually was looking at the diamond and I was saying, what does the diamond have to do with honesty? And when you started explaining the symbol of a diamond, I came to the conclusion that the beauty of a diamond is not dependent on what other people say about it. It is what it is. So, which for me says, definitely my beauty as a diamond, I need to be honest to the true me, and my honesty does not have to be praised by any other person, because I'm not doing it for any other person, I'm doing it for me.
Beautiful, Maseke. Very lovely. Thank you for that contribution. Lovely. Any other last thought? Anyone? Let's talk. Anybody else? Anne, what's your thoughts, Anne? Okay. So if there's no further thoughts, then I'm going to bring up our symbol for today as we go in from here to just the whole aspect of what I will experience today. So today, oopsie. Today I will experience that I am a clear, clean diamond who reveals its true facets. So let us use this now as we end up with a short meditation around this. So stepping into my true, authentic self, releasing the layers of life's additions. I come back to my true self as I become aware of myself as a, which is the truth of who I am. I am once again able to experience the fullness of my being. For a long time in my life's journey, this real me, this real diamond, was lost and covered by the mud of the opinions of people, of my past experiences, of all the belief systems that I held. But once again, coming back to the truth of who I am, as I step into my inner power, I experience myself to be a peaceful, powerful, clear, clean diamond. I am this living energy who will authentically, with a deep, deep level of honesty, express myself today. I will live with a level of integrity so that all that I'm aware of as truth will be the kind of words I will speak and the actions I will perform. I will use this energy to create my stage for the day and offer this gift to our world. I am a clear, clean diamond who reveals its true facets. I will stay honest and true to myself today. Thank you. It's always beautiful to rise and shine in this way, isn't it? So hold on to this energy powerfully today and just be this diamond who reveals its true facets. So once again, let me hand you over to Sister Belinda as we continue. Thank you. Have a powerful day.
Thank you so much, Sister Dipti. And it really reminded me, your topic this morning, of a story about Daddy Prakashmani, who was the head of the Brahma Kumaris for over 35 years. And someone went to her one day and said, Daddy, I want to be really honest with you and tell you about all my weaknesses. And Daddy looked at her and said, that is not true honesty. And you really reminded all of us this morning of the honesty which is connected to the truth of the soul. So a very lovely session this morning. I'm sure everyone is really feeling inspired to increase and, or let's say, activate, as Daddy Janki said, to activate that honesty within us. So now we're just going to look at upcoming events, and thank you to the whole team this morning. A wonderful session again. And Danielle, could we see what is coming up for us on Thursday? I think it is Thursday evening. We have a lovely talk. Oh, and we have the Advanced Raj Yoga Meditation course that's starting this evening at 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. And then a lovely topic for Thursday evening, Into My Heart Space. And that, of course, is Thursday evening. And the time there is 7 o'clock to 8 p.m. South Africa time. So have a wonderful day, everyone, and meet you again for Rise and Shine tomorrow morning. Take care.